My mom saw that I was earning $1 million a day from playing games, but still didn't have a wife. So she secretly put something in my drink and sent a pair of beautiful sisters into my room. They were the two young ladies of the Luo family, a top financial dynasty in the capital. It got me so worked up I couldn't sleep all night. It wasn't until a year later that someone sent by the Luo family invited me to a luxurious villa. I met the Luo sisters again and the two newborn baby girls they were holding, along with more than 10 DNA test reports from reputable agencies both at home and abroad. I finally learned that I was the father of 2 children. The important thing is, the children's mothers weren't the same person. Now, the 2 children are 3 years old. Not only are they adorable and smart, but they're also very attached to me. At this moment, I was carrying gifts I bought for my children and their mothers to the Luo family home. With an anxious heart, I knocked on the study door. When I heard the charming voice of a commanding woman from inside say, "Come in," I pushed the door open and walked in. Luo Xia wasn't sitting at her desk, but was standing by the window, holding a folder. "You're back." Seeing me, Luo Xia was like a melting glacier, a gentle smile blooming on her face. She curiously pointed at the bag in my hand. "What's this?" "Oh, this." I glanced at Luo Xia, saw the Patek Philippe watch on her wrist, and suddenly felt a bit insecure. "I just received a small bonus. This is a gift I bought for you and your younger sister." When Luo Xia heard I bought her a gift, a morbidly crazed glint flashed in her eyes. Her full red lips curved up slightly, and she asked gently, "Can I see it then?" Hearing that, I handed the bag to Luo Xia, explaining with a slight lack of confidence, "I bought 2 of the same kind. I thought I've been troubling you 2 for a long time. Although it's not expensive, this is all I can afford right now." Luo Xia said nothing, opening one of the 2 gift boxes. It was a very beautiful necklace. Countless tiny diamonds were pieced together, and in the center was a dolphin carved from sapphire. I like it very much. "I remember this model is 100,000 yuan, right? Your bonus." I interrupted her. "It's okay. I only take care of the kids. You 2 still cover all the expenses." Luo Xia looked at me with my head down. At this moment, an almost pathological possessiveness was surging within her. She just wanted to melt me into her very bones and blood so I could never leave her again. But it wasn't time yet. She and her sister had planned for so long, there could be no mistakes. "Moaxuan, it's the thought that counts the most." Luo Xia smiled, took off the necklace worth tens of millions from her neck, and put on the one I gave her. "I really like it, thank you." Hearing that, my face flushed red, and I felt even more guilty inside. Luo Xia and her sister were very tolerant of me. They never made things difficult for me, and even stayed by my side like family. But I didn't know that I was already prey that had fallen into a trap, imprisoned for life in the cage the Luo sisters created with their crazed love. I'm back. Luo Xia's study door was pushed open. The only person who could casually walk into her study like that was probably her younger sister, Luo Mengqi. "You're here too?" Luo Mengqi smiled and walked over. "Sis, what's he here for?" "Mom, he bought us gifts." Luo Xia smiled and handed the remaining unopened gift to Luo Mengqi, then pointed to the necklace she was wearing. "It's this one. Yours is the same as mine, right?" Luo Mengqi saw the necklace on Luo Xia's neck and hurriedly opened her gift and put it on, then smiled charmingly at me and said, "Thank you. I really like it." I scratched my head a little shyly. That's all my bonus could afford. When I earn more in the future, I'll try to buy better gifts. The 2 sisters looked at each other and smiled. To them, even if it were something bought randomly on the roadside, they would still treasure it. "Oh, right, sis. Didn't you buy him a gift too?" Luo Mengqi asked, looking at Luo Xia. "You can't refuse this time, okay?" At this, Luo Xia pointed to her desk. Seeing that, Luo Mengqi walked over and took out a black box. Inside was a wristwatch. So beautiful. I don't know much about luxury goods, but the moment I saw this watch, I knew it definitely wasn't cheap. Luo Xia smiled lightly. "Your birthday is coming up. You've never used the gifts I've given you. I hope you won't refuse this time." I was just about to refuse when Luo Mengqi had already pulled my right hand and put the watch on for me. Seeing this, Luo Xia's gaze instantly darkened. A chilling aura slowly emanated from her. I shivered involuntarily. "It's only October. Why did it suddenly get so cold? Just accept it." Luo Mengqi ignored the terrifying pressure from her sister, smiling at me as if nothing was wrong. "Don't worry, it's not expensive." Not expensive. I looked at the uniquely designed watch on my wrist. No matter how I looked at it, it didn't seem cheap. "Oh right, Weir and Schwer are awake. You should go see them." Luo Mengqi winked at me. "My sister and I have things to discuss." "Oh, okay. I'll go right now." Hearing that my daughters were awake, I couldn't hold back a smile and quickly turned to leave the study. Luo Mengqi closed the door, then turned her head to look at her sister, who was looking gloomy, and chuckled, saying, "Sis, do you have to be like that? Didn't we agree to share him? Why are you angry now?" "Yes, but if I were the one who touched him today, I bet you wouldn't be any better." The terrifying aura around Luo Xia gradually dissipated. "If you have something to say, just tell me." Luo Mengqi shrugged, took out her phone, found a saved screenshot, and showed it to her sister. "Su Yanran is about to get engaged to Mo Jinpeng." Luo Xia looked at the screenshot, the corner of her mouth lifting slightly, her tone a bit sarcastic. "She finally got what she wanted, huh? The problem is..." Luo Mengqi's eyes gradually turned a bright red. As soon as she returned to the country, she went to the apartment he used to live in, and even rented it. Hearing this, Luo Xia acted unconcerned. Oh, is that so? Trying to rekindle an old flame. Sis, how about I find someone to teach her a lesson? Unlike her obedient and cute appearance in front of me just now, Luo Mengqi now wore a sick smile, her eyes filled with killing intent. Luo Xia looked at her sister and chuckled softly. There's no need. It's been 3 years. There are only a few final steps left to keep Mo Xuan completely by our side. Don't worry. Not to mention Mo Xuan has already lost all hope in her, and now with our daughters here, no one can take Mo Xuan away from us. Meanwhile, after leaving the study, I hurried to the two little ones' room. As soon as I pushed the door open, I was hugged by two adorable little fluff balls from both sides. Daddy, there, let Daddy hold you. I picked up the two little fluff balls. Speaking of which, it was quite a coincidence. The two sisters got pregnant with my children at the same time. Even their birthdays are on the same day. It's just that Luo Xia gave birth an hour earlier than Luo Mengqi. So Luo Wei'er is the older sister, and Luo Shui'er is the younger sister. The two sisters hugged their daddy's neck and happily gave him a kiss on the cheek, but the temperature suddenly dropped again. I even felt colder than before. Let's go, my darlings. Daddy has gifts for you. I kept feeling that something was wrong, so I quickly carried the two kids downstairs, without noticing that at the study door, the Luo sisters had gloomy faces. I regret it, sis, Luo Mengqi said in an icy tone. Although I love Wei'er and Shui'er very much, why do they get to openly kiss him like that? Who told them to be his daughters? Luo Xia gave an imperceptible smile, but her hand gripping the door frame slowly tightened. Just wait a little longer. Mo Xuan will fall deeper into it sooner or later. Meanwhile, the two little fluff balls saw the stuffed animals their daddy bought and happily sat on the carpet to play. My daily life is coaxing my kids to eat, coaxing my kids to wash up, and coaxing my kids to sleep. So during meals, of course, there's a high chair on either side of me. Luckily, these two little girls are very smart. They know how to use a spoon and fork to eat by themselves. Wei'er, eat your vegetables. You too, Shui'er, or Daddy won't play with you anymore. My daughters always listen to what I say. It's unavoidable for kids to be picky eaters, but it's strange that, as long as I'm there, the two kids will obediently listen. Such favoritism. Luo Mengqi discontentedly pinched her daughter's cheek lightly. Why don't you eat your vegetables when mommy tells you to? Luo Mengqi didn't use much force, but Luo Shui'er looked at me pitifully and said, Daddy, mommy hit me. Hearing that, Luo Mengqi was so angry she laughed. You've learned how to tattle to your daddy now, have you? Mommy didn't hit you. I gently stroked my daughter's head. In the future, when daddy's not home, you have to listen to mommy and auntie. Got it? You too, Wei'er. The nannies and helpers nearby watched this scene, smiling fondly the entire time. Only Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi looked at me, a slightly unsettling light flashing in their eyes. Mo Xuan, don't just worry about the kids. Luo Xia put an abalone in my bowl. You've been working so hard on your project lately. Uncle Jing, have someone bring some nourishing supplements to Mo Xuan's bedroom later. Seeing that, I quickly waved my hands. I still haven't finished the last batch. Sister Luo, I'm fine. Please don't worry. Your program, I've already submitted it to Luo Corporation, Luo Xia said with a smile. Luo Corporation has bought this program. The total price for you is 10 million yuan. There will be commissions later on as well. Hearing that, I was stunned for a moment. That much? Sister Luo, I've already estimated it. It's only worth a few million. Your program is worth that amount. This is the comprehensive appraisal result from the Venture Capital Department and the Technical Department of Luo Corporation. There's no need to feel inferior, Luo Xia said with extreme confidence. You just focus on your paid studies. After the program is released, it'll have the finance department transfer the money to you. Thank you, Sister Luo. I breathed a sigh of relief. All my efforts were finally not in vain. At this, Luo Mengqi, who was beside me, winked. You're so talented, wasn't this bound to happen sooner or later? Alright, now hurry up and eat. Wei'er, Shui'er, you too. Don't keep clinging to Daddy, let him eat more, so he'll have the energy to play with you. Hearing that, my heart warmed up. Before, no matter what I achieved, no one ever saw it. Since taking care of the children with the sisters, these proud daughters of heaven have always encouraged and acknowledged me, giving me a warmth I had never felt before. Even though I know in my heart I'm not worthy of them, I still hope that days like these can last a little longer. After the meal, I took the two children out to play. Rarely, today Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi had nothing to do, so they played with me and the kids for a while. When the time came, they even took the kids to bathe. Luo Xia looked at me, blow-drying Luo Weier's hair, and said slowly, Oh right, Mo Xuan, there's something I think I need to tell you. Suyan Ran and your older brother are about to get engaged. Hearing that, I was quite surprised. So soon? I thought it would be a while longer. Now hearing that Suyan Ran is getting engaged to the brother I hate the most, I no longer felt anything at all. Luo Xia saw my calm expression, chuckled softly. I thought you'd be sad. How could I be? She and I have nothing to do with each other anymore. Oh right, Sister Luo. I might be back a little late tomorrow. I have to go to the nursing home. Okay, just take the car. Luo Xia, as if intentionally yet unintentionally, moved a little closer to me. The car was bought for you. You're Weir's and Shueier's father, after all. Don't feel so burdened. If you don't drive, Mengqi or I can take you. No, I'd better drive. It would be too ostentatious if they went. After putting the two kids to sleep, I went back to my room to shower, changed into my pajamas, and came out. A very pleasant floral scent filled the air. I knew it was the calming essential oil in my room, a gift from Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi. Previously, because of coding, I sometimes had trouble sleeping. After using this essential oil, my sleep quality improved immediately. I hadn't been in bed for long before I fell asleep. A few minutes later, the bedroom door slowly opened. Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi walked in wearing nightgowns. Luo Mengqi extinguished the scented candle, while sitting down on the edge of the bed. "Sis, did we use a bit too much? Today is the first time using the one with the new ingredient. He won't have any side effects, will he?" "It's fine. I had someone test this drug 5 times. There won't be any problems." Luo Xia lay on her side to my left, her hand gently caressing my face. At this moment, she could no longer suppress the crazed love in her heart, her eyes burning hot. "Moxuan, remember that Mengqi and I are the ones who love you the most, and you love us the most too. So tell me, you won't leave us, right?" Surprisingly, I, while asleep, mumbled as if sleep-talking. Want leave Sister Luo and her sister. That's right, you won't leave." Luo Xia's body seemed to be trembling, not from tension, but from extreme excitement, like prey that had fallen into the trap. "Say you love Xia the most, and love Mengqi the most. I love Xia the most, and love Mengqi the most. Say you'll be ours forever, he'll be yours forever." Hearing that, Luo Xia smiled with satisfaction, but Luo Mengqi seemed unable to hold back any longer, looking at me with a sick expression, a dangerous smile on her face. "Brother," Luo Mengqi whispered, wanting to kiss me. Seeing her seemingly uncontrollable gaze, Luo Xia quickly pulled her hand back. "The hypnosis has just begun. We've already waited so many years. A few more days won't hurt." Luo Mengqi was about to retort, but she felt her sister's uncontrollable trembling and saw a gaze even crazier than her own, so Luo Mengqi could only give up helplessly. Force him? How could they? What they wanted was a Moxuan who belonged to them, body and soul. Early the next morning, I woke up and stretched. I must say, this essential oil works really well. I didn't even dream last night. I slept very soundly. After waking up and getting ready, I changed my clothes and naturally put on the round table night watch that the sisters gave me. Before, I would have carefully put it away, but today I didn't feel that way. I just casually put the watch on my wrist, threw on a jacket, and left the room. "Daddy." The 2 little fluffballs were already awake. Because their mothers told them Daddy was sleeping, the 2 little ones were very well behaved and didn't bother me. Just then, Uncle Jung saw me from the side and said with a smile, "Mr. Mo, you're awake? The eldest young lady has gone to the company. The second young lady is waiting to have breakfast with you." "Xia left so early again?" "Yes, the eldest young lady." Hearing that, Uncle Jung couldn't help but be stunned. "Xia? Why did Moxuan suddenly start using such an intimate way to address the eldest young lady?" But Moxuan, just like usual, picked up the 2 little fluffballs and coaxed them with a smile. "The eldest young lady had business at the company, so she left a little early." Uncle Jung didn't suspect anything. After all, Moxuan was the 2 little ladies' biological father. Besides, he had been involved in some of the initial matters, and even wondered if Moxuan had finally come to his senses. "Brother, come and eat." Today, Luo Mengqi was wearing a pure white long dress, with the necklace I gave her around her neck. "I have to go to the company later too. There's an event I need to attend. If it ends early, shall I go with you to the nursing home to visit Grandma?" Hearing that, I said a bit shyly, "No, don't. Last time you 2 came, the whole nursing home knew. I have to go to school this afternoon. I'll be back early in the evening." After thinking for a moment, I asked again, "Mengqi, didn't you want to eat cake from that shop? I'll bring some back for you tonight, okay?" Seeing this, Uncle Jeng was stunned again. Has Mr. Mo had a sudden epiphany? Why does he feel like a different person after just one night's sleep? Before, when he met our 2 young ladies, he sometimes couldn't even speak fluently. Today, not only has his way of addressing them changed, his way of speaking has also changed. There's even a hint of affection. However, Luo Mengqi wasn't surprised at all. On the contrary, she smiled happily. Okay, I want the chocolate flavor." It's really working. Sis is truly a genius. Wader and Shui are like the fruit flavor, right? Daddy will bring some back for you too, okay? I kissed each of my daughters. "Let's go, let's eat first." Uncle Jung stood by and watched, feeling that something was off. Moxuan seemed no different from usual, yet he also seemed a bit different. Whatever, to some extent, this is a good thing. After breakfast, I coaxed my 2 daughters to wait for me at home, then went to the garage to find my limited edition Maybach. I had no choice. The Bugatti Carbon is too flashy. Seeing me drive the Maybach out, Uncle Jung was shocked once again. This is truly a rare sight. Mr. Mo is finally willing to live the life of a kept man. Second young lady, Mr. Mo has driven out. Uncle Jung saw Luo Mengqi preparing to go out and quickly reported to her. "What's wrong with Mr. Mo? He's wearing the watch you and the eldest young lady bought him. Today, going to the nursing home to visit his grandmother, he's even driving the car bought for him." Hearing this, Luo Mengqi acted completely unconcerned. "Isn't that great?" "Oh right, remember to contact the other car we bought for him and have it delivered here soon. Mr. Mo, you've finally fallen." Uncle Jung sighed. To be able to resist for so long, Moxuan was already quite something. It's just that he kept feeling it was strange. He really couldn't understand why just one night's sleep made Moxuan a little different from before. Meanwhile, in the car, I couldn't help but sigh. The lives of the rich are truly so dull and tasteless. It's not that I've never been in a Maybach before, but in comparison, the Mo family's car compared to this one, the difference is as clear as day. After arriving at the nursing home, I carried the fruits and supplements I bought for Grandma along the way. The people at the nursing home were very familiar with me. When Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi came before, they directly gave every staff member in the facility a red envelope with 2,000 yuan each, not even missing the cleaning ladies and security guards. At noon, they even ordered lunch from a 5-star hotel, treating everyone in the facility to a meal. The entire nursing home, whether staff or patients, everyone was incredibly kind and friendly when they saw me. "Mr. Mo, you're here." A nurse saw me and quickly ran over. "You should come and see. A woman came today." She even brought a young man to visit the old madam. Although they didn't argue, the old madam didn't look very well. A woman, a young man. Hearing the caregiver's words, I couldn't help but sneer. I don't even need to guess. I already know who it is. Walking to Grandma's room, I heard a voice that utterly disgusted me, speaking nauseating words. "Mom, why do you have to be like this? The shares you're holding are useless to you. Grandpa and Chang Shan are giving you and Mo Xuan a chance. We're all family. Why make things so tense? Qin Ni, my biological mother, the CEO of Qin's Jewelry, she truly possesses an unparalleled beauty. I inherited my looks entirely from her, and all the good features of my father, Mo Changshan, and behind her was a young man in his 20s. This person's name is Jiang Xifeng, Qin Ni's assistant. He's also the adopted son she watched grow up. How about this? 5%. Mo Xuan and Jinpeng each get 5%. You know Mo Xuan doesn't work at the company. Giving him too many shares isn't appropriate." Qin Ni patiently tried to persuade her. Grandma, lying on her sickbed, looked out the window, her face gaunt, not saying a word. Aunt Zhang, who was taking care of Grandma, glared at Qin Ni. If Grandma hadn't waved her hand at her, she would have loved to slap Qin Ni across the face. "Mom, why does it have to be like this? Making such a mess of the family. In the end, it was a mistake to let you raise Moxuan. You raised him, you love him, I understand that. But now you and Grandpa don't even see each other once a year. Making a mess like this is truly meaningless. As long as you hand over the shares, I guarantee that you and Mo Xuan's matters, Grandpa and Chang Shan won't pursue it." Hearing this, Grandma sneered, "Oh, I should really thank you all. I raised my child wrong. This is the first time I've heard of a biological mother throwing her 2-year-old son to her mother-in-law, not caring about him at all, and then blaming her mother-in-law when problems arise. Qin Ni, you're so enthusiastic about raising someone else's child, but you don't even ask about your own son. Leaving a way out for my grandson has become a mistake?" Qin Ni was scolded to her face by Grandma, her face turning red and then pale, but she had no grounds to refute it. At this moment, Jiang Xifeng beside her said with a fake smile, his voice, like his appearance, was both effeminate and weak. "Grandma, what you're saying is not right. My adoptive mother raised 4 older siblings by herself back then. Sending her younger brother away was a last resort." Seeing this, Grandma interrupted him without any courtesy. "Is there a place for you to speak here, Qin Ni? Is this the good son you raised?" When elders are talking, an outsider who is a junior interrupts. Mom, don't make it hard for him. You won't even let me say a word. So it was okay for you all to humiliate my grandson back then? Who is your son, really? Or are you just naturally shameless?" Grandma showed Qin Ni no mercy at all. "I'll say it again. The shares belong to my grandson, Mo Xuan. The ancients were right. Filial piety is shown at one's side. Happiness is found at one's knee. In your whole family, besides Mo Xuan, who has done that? Mo Jinpeng, or your 3 daughters? What status does this old woman have, that I can't accept the young master of the Mo family and the young ladies as my grandchildren? I'm not worthy of having them bring happiness to my knee. If you have time to talk nonsense here, then get lost and go persuade your husband and your grandpa. Heaven is watching what people do, giving birth without raising and being harsh with Mo Xuan. Aren't you afraid of being struck by lightning?" Qin Ni was trembling with anger. She glared at Grandma and said with a cold laugh, "Mom, you want to completely turn against us, don't you? Besides that unfilial son Mo Xuan and these 10% shares, what else do you have? Your husband doesn't acknowledge you. Your 3 granddaughters and 1 grandson don't care about you. If I had known you were like this, I would have died before letting you raise my son to be like that." "Like what?" I walked in at that moment with a deadpan expression. When Jiang Xifeng saw me, he instinctively took 2 steps back and hid behind Qin Ni, but I didn't even spare him a glance. I walked straight to Grandma's side and comforted her in a gentle voice. "Grandma, let me escort them out. Mo Xuan, do you have any manners? The elders are talking." Qin Ni deliberately used Grandma's earlier words to discuss the grandmother and grandson. "Also, I am your mother. Can't you see him sitting here? Xiao Qin, if you have something to say, let's talk outside." I didn't turn around, but helped Grandma lie down and tucked her in. "If you continue to cause trouble here, you know what I'm capable of. I don't hit you. Not because you are my biological mother, but because I don't hit women easily. But that sissy behind you, I can't guarantee anything." Qin Ni stood up angrily, but she didn't dare say another word. What Muxian was capable of, she indeed knew. The direct disciple of national martial arts master Zhang. Grandma, I'll go get rid of them. I'll come back and talk to you later. I placed the fruits and supplements on the bedside table. I turned my head and said to Aunt Zhang, Aunt Zhang, there are fresh cherries here. Please help wash some for Grandma to eat later. Go on, Moaxuan. Aunt Zhang shot a glare at Qinni. If anything happens, just say the word. I also practice martial arts. You don't hit women? I do. Hearing that, I smiled and waved my hand. When I turned to look at my mother, my expression immediately turned cold as I pointed to the door. Let's talk outside. Qinni and Jiang Xifeng didn't dare to really provoke me, so they could only grit their teeth and walk out. The three of them went downstairs to the nursing home's courtyard. I said with some impatience, Xiao Qin, the last time you came, my grandmother already said, if you want the shares, you can buy them at their equivalent value. Wanting to get shares of a listed company without spending a dime? Are you kidding me? Mo Xuan, why do you and your grandmother have to be like this? We're family. Why do we have to draw such clear lines? It's not that we won't give you your grandmother's shares. How about this? The shares of Qin's jewelry. They'll give you an extra 3%. This money is enough for you to spend for a lifetime. Stop it, Xiao Qin. I've already cut ties with your family. I pointed at Jiang Xifeng next to her, my tone carrying a hint of mockery. Your adopted son has 10% of the shares in Qin's, and I only get 3%? That's not how you do business. I've taken care of Xifeng since he was a child. He has been filial to me since he was young, despite his poor health. He still works as my assistant at the company, working hard. What about you? You are not my son. I wouldn't give you a single cent, and you still want shares in my company? Oh, so it's my fault. I just feel that my biological mother and my father are truly a match made in heaven. Both are equally shameless. You and Chairman Mo decided to send me away back then, and now you're saying I'm not filial. Did a dog lick your face clean of shame? Great Xiao Qin. Hearing this, Jiang Xifeng immediately stood in front of Qinni. Little brother, how can you say that? You can't blame Mom for this. If you want to blame someone, blame me. Get out of the way. I couldn't even be bothered to waste my breath on him. Then I clenched my fist. Seeing this, the terrified Jiang Xifeng hid behind Qinni again, and in Qinni's eyes, a hard-to-detect flash of disgust appeared. Not towards Mo Xuan, but towards Jiang Xifeng. Don't come here again in the future. My grandmother doesn't have much time left. As I said this, my gaze towards Qinni held an added layer of hatred. Qinni, your husband, your grandpa, and your children, all of you, including this sissy. I wish you all a terrible death. Hearing my hateful curse, Qinni couldn't help but feel her heart clench, but she still refused to back down and shouted, Mo Xuan, you unfilial son. Just like your grandmother, you read a few books and think you're so noble, arrogant, and looking down on others. You're just not as good as Jinpeng, not as good as Xifeng. Hearing this, I looked at the two of them with a mocking smile. That's because your adopted son has been raising you since he was a child. Look how useful he is. He's been completely drained dry. Xiao Qin is really something, playing such a wild game. What the fuck are you saying? A single sentence from me made Qinni, a CEO, swear directly. What the fuck are you spouting? Is this the quality of a student from Capital University like you? Seeing this, I couldn't even be bothered to look at him. Alright, blame me for saying it again. It's because of people like you these days that godfather and godmother have become derogatory terms. I deliberately paused for a moment, then said with a half smile, could he actually be your biological son? Otherwise, how can you explain taking him everywhere you go? Hearing this, Qinni's face turned pale. Jiang Xifeng's gaze also started to shift away. Seeing this, I let out a cold laugh. As expected, Luo Xia and Luo Menqi's people weren't wrong. Go back and tell Chairman Mo, if you want the shares, bring the money. I really don't want to look at her for another second. It makes me sick. Also, stop trying to get close to me and Grandma. If I acknowledge you, you are my mother and Grandma's daughter-in-law. If I don't, you're nothing. Hearing this, Qinni, enraged by the shame, rushed forward, raising her hand to slap me, but I caught her hand directly. You still want to hit me? I was stupid before, thinking of you as a mother. Madam Qin, don't force me to actually hit a woman. Just as Qinni was about to say something, she saw the watch on Mo Xuan's right wrist, and couldn't help but freeze. Qinni had attended a Roger Dubuis new product launch, and recognized at a glance that the one on Mo Xuan's wrist was real, your watch. I looked at the watch on my wrist, not understanding what she meant. I impatiently let out a none of, your damn business, and turned to walk back into the nursing home. Adoptive mother, are you okay? Jiang Xifeng only ran over after seeing Mo Xuan leave. Maybe we should go back first. With little brother here, I'm afraid we can't discuss anything. Qinni didn't answer, but stared blankly at Mo Xuan's back. Just now, when Mo Xuan raised his hand to look at the watch, she was even more certain that it was absolutely real. A limited edition worth over 4 million yuan. There's no way Mo Xuan could afford it. Grandma has shares, but her grandpa had given orders to deduct a large amount of the dividend at the end of the year, only giving Grandma 200,000 or 300,000. Come back to the nursing home with me. There are some things I need to ask clearly. Elsewhere, Luo Xia was working at her company when her phone suddenly received a message. She glanced at it and couldn't help but frown. Immediately after, Luo Xia pressed the call bell. The door opened quickly, and a woman in her 30s walked in. She had a tall figure, straight as a poplar tree, wearing a black women's suit with neat short hair. Her face was full of heroic spirit. Sister Hui, Qinai, is at the nursing home asking about us, but she doesn't know it's me and Menqi, Luo Xia said calmly. It seems she's come to bother Muxuan's grandmother again. Find something for her to do. Hearing this, Sister Hui nodded. Understood, eldest miss. Should I ask my sister to make a trip? To give her a little warning? No need. The reason we're not dealing with their 3 families is because they are still useful. Luo Xia smiled, but her smile carried a hint of killing intent. Regarding Grandma, eldest miss already did her best before. Sister Hui sighed. If it weren't for you and second miss spending money to hire specialists, I'm afraid old Madame Mo would have passed away back then. Hearing this, Luo Xia's expression became a little lonely. That's Mo Xuan's only relative. I just want him to be happy. Anyway, go ahead with your work, Sister Hui. Find a way to pass a message to the Mo family. I'm not interested in their things. I can give Mo Xuan much more, but they have to pay for the shares. Find a way to force them to buy back the shares in Grandma's hands at the proper price. In the nursing home, Qin felt her world spinning, treating everyone in the nursing home to a meal, luxurious takeout from a 5-star hotel, a red envelope of 2,000 yuan for each person. Thinking back to the over 4 million yuan nights of the round table watch on Mo Xuan's wrist, Qin couldn't help but grit her teeth. Is Mo Xuan being kept by some rich old woman? This rebellious son. No wonder he hasn't contacted the family for so long. Mom, Jiang Xifeng called out softly, but Qin glared at him and said in a low voice, Have you forgotten what I told you? Hearing this, Jiang Xifeng quickly changed his tone. Adoptive mother? Why don't you go back and tell your husband that Mo Xuan is really being kept? It'll be a disgrace to our family if word gets out. Qin didn't answer, but pulled him outside, stopping at the main gate of the nursing home. Qin said in a low voice, I have to find out who this rebellious son is with. Regardless of whether she's young or old, to be able to be so generous, she's probably not from an ordinary family. If this rebellious son really manages to hook up with a woman from some wealthy family, I'm afraid Xifeng's matter can no longer be hidden. When I returned to the hospital room, Grandma looked at me worriedly and asked, Mo Xuan, that foolish mother of yours didn't give you a hard time, did she? It's fine, Grandma. She is no longer my mother. I took an apple from the bag and started peeling it with a fruit knife. Don't think too much about it. If they want those shares, just give them, you child. That's yours, Grandma said chidingly. In the hands of your father and Mo Jinpeng, the Mo family is as good as finished. While I still have the strength, I must quickly get this money out for you. Regardless of whether it works out between you and the Luo family's daughters, this money will be enough for you to live on. I'm not pretending to be a good person, but with my understanding of the Mo family, Mo Jinpeng can squander as much as he wants. But to spend even a little on me, they all feel the pinch. Grandma, let me ask you something. If I take revenge on my parents, my grandfather and them, will you hate me? Grandma didn't answer, nor did she take the apple I offered. After a while, the old woman sighed. Her tone carried a hint of helplessness as she said, I know you hate them. After I close my eyes, I won't care what you do anymore. I had expected Grandma to say that. After all, that was the husband she had lived with for half her life, and they had once truly loved each other. And there was also the son she had raised with her own hands. Actually, your father wasn't like this before. It was all because of that bitch. Grandma looked out the window, her eyes full of regret. It's my fault. If I had discovered it sooner back then, your father wouldn't have become like this later on. Was it Xiao Qin? Hearing my question, Grandma shook her head and said no. It was his first love, a dancer named Li Yuzhen. Anyway, let's not talk about it anymore. Mo Xuan, you should go. I want to sleep for a while. Hearing this, I didn't say anything more. I just told Grandma to rest well. Then I transferred another 10,000 yuan to Aunt Zhang. Although Aunt Zhang repeatedly refused, I insisted on giving her the money. Mo Xuan. Aunt Zhang pulled Mo Xuan out of the room and lowered her voice and said, The old madam has been sleeping more and more lately, and her spirits are getting worse. You should prepare yourself mentally. I know, Aunt Zhang. I nodded. Also well aware that Grandma's last 2 years were thanks to Luo Xia and Luo Menqi spending a lot of money to hire specialists before, spending another 2 or 3 million to buy that time. I come to the nursing home almost every other day. Even if I don't have time, I have to visit Grandma. After saying goodbye to Aunt Zhang, I left the nursing home. As I was about to go to the parking lot, Qin and Jiang Xifeng blocked my way. Is there something else? I didn't want to get too involved with them. I've already said what needed to be said very clearly. Hearing this, Qin sneered. Mo Xuan, you've got some skills. No wonder you're acting so tough. A student from Capital University being kept by an old woman. Do you have any shame? I figured it out. These two still haven't left. I'm afraid they've heard about what Luo Xia and the others did at the nursing home before. Do you think everyone is like you? Turn around and look at the person next to you. Look how weak his body has become. Go easy on him, in case he dies in bed one day. You stop with all this you, me. Then you tell me, why do you take him everywhere you go? Why should I have to explain to you? Exactly. So why should I have to tell you what happened? Qin was almost choked to death by my sentence. As for me, I pushed her aside and walked straight towards the parking lot. This rebellious son, Qin Ni was patting her chest to calm herself while glaring at Zhang Sifeng. Are you just going to stand there and watch him provoke me like that? Adoptive mother. Actually, Zhang Sifeng is very timid. He was also present for my incident at the Mo family's house before. With his physical condition, Mo Xuan could probably kick him into the ICU with one blow. Forget it, with this body of yours. Qin Ni sighed. This rebellious son. Before she could finish, I drove the limited edition Maybach and stopped in front of her. The car window slowly rolled down. I said in a sarcastic tone, "You've got CO Qin with you." Seeing this, Qin Ni was completely stunned. Knights of the Round Table worth over 4 million, a limited edition Maybach. Just how much does the woman behind Mo Xuan like him? As for Zhang Sifeng, he shot me a venomous glare, then immediately lowered his head as if afraid I would see him. Arriving at Capital University, after parking the car, I received a video call. The caller ID was little sister Luo, but usually when the sisters call, a video call is probably because the kids demanded it. Sure enough, as soon as the video connected, 2 chubby little faces were squeezed in front of the phone. Behind them was Luo Mengqi, smiling at me. Daddy. Seeing them, the annoyance from meeting Qin Ni just now was immediately thrown to the winds. Be good. Daddy is still busy for a while this afternoon. He'll definitely come back as early as possible, okay? I looked dotingly at my 2 daughters. Mengqi, why are you at home? No, the kids are at the office. Luo Mengqi held up the phone and panned around for me to see. It was indeed her office. Big sister booked a private kitchen today. We're eating out for dinner. Bro, so when you're done with work, remember to drive over and pick us up. Okay, I got it. After coaxing my 2 daughters for a while longer, I ended the video call and got out of the car. Unexpectedly, I hadn't taken more than a few steps when I heard a mocking voice ring out. Yo, Brother Bang, your little brother is really something. Hearing this voice, the warmth in my eyes vanished in an instant. Turning my head, I saw Mo Jinping and a fat guy following him, with his female secretary beside him. Next to him was a triumphant-looking lackey. The fat guy's name was Cheng Jiahao. Also a minor Fordai, he was my classmate in high school. He was bullied at first for being obese. I was the one who protected him. Later, he betrayed me just like Su Yanran. At this moment, Mo Jinping glanced at my limited edition Maybach. A glint of greed flashed in his eyes. Then he sneered and said, "Not bad, Mo Xuan. That pretty face of yours wasn't given to you for nothing, huh? Which sugar mommy did you manage to hook up with?" Seeing this, I wasn't surprised at all. It was a familiar trick of this dear brother of mine. The moment he opens his mouth, he tries to frame me. I didn't want to waste my breath on them. I couldn't even be bothered to spare them a glance. Just as I was about to leave, Mo Jinping blocked my way. He held out his hand to his secretary. The female secretary understood immediately. She handed over a gold-plated invitation card. Mo Jinping smiled meaningfully. Then he said, "It's my engagement party with Yan Ran. As my younger brother, surely you wouldn't be so disrespectful as to not show up, right? I really don't want to show you any respect." I pushed up my black-rimmed glasses. "You're quite amusing, Mo Jinping. Friends I don't want, you treat like treasures. A girlfriend I don't want, you're so eager to marry. Are you a second-hand user or a professional scrap collector?" My words made Mo Jinping's face turn ashen, and Cheng Jiahao also looked a bit awkward. "I know what you're worried about. You're just afraid he'll come back to fight you for the Mo family's assets. It's been so many years. Isn't this why you've been prancing around everywhere?" I crossed my arms and said with a nonchalant smile, "I've already cut ties. Have I come back in the last 3 years? Since I've already let you have your way, why are you still sticking to me like a dog? Don't you want your front teeth anymore?" Hearing this, Mo Jinping subconsciously took 2 steps back. He knew very well how terrifying my strength was, but he wasn't resigned to it. I guess you know your place. But I didn't come here looking for you. Don't flatter yourself. You think just because some sugar mommy is keeping you, you have the right to challenge me? I am the only biological son of the Mo family. You're just a piece of trash I kicked out of the house. Let me correct you. I'm the one who doesn't need you anymore. I suddenly felt like I was wasting my time. I looked at my watch, showing an impatient expression. If there's nothing else, get out of my way. Don't waste my time. After leaving Capital University, the 3 of them, Mo Jinping and his companions, got in the car and left. He didn't have high hopes to begin with. Bringing Cheng Jiahao was to find me and disgust me for a bit. In the end, it was Mo Xuan who disgusted him instead. "Brother Bang, is there really no other way?" Cheng Jiahao asked cautiously. "He holds 10% of the shares in the future." That old hag looks down on me. She wouldn't let go of those shares even in death. Thinking of this, Mo Jinping couldn't help but grit his teeth. I must get those shares. I won't give him a single penny. Everything in the Mo family is mine. Their car drove to the underground parking garage of the Mo Corporation. Just as they got out of the car, several black SUVs suddenly surrounded them. More than 20 bodyguards in black suits got out. Mo Jinping and his 2 companions didn't even have time to react. 2 of them had already pulled out daggers. "You! What are you doing?" Mo Jinping subconsciously backed away, while Cheng Jiahao was so scared he slumped to the ground. The female secretary's face was pale, standing there, trembling. "Young Master Mo, there's no need to be afraid." Uncle Zheng clasped his hands behind his back, walking over step by step with a gentle smile on his face. Who we are is not important. Our master asked me to pass a message to you. If you don't want anything to happen to Li Yuzhen, then advise your father to personally go to the nursing home and buy back the shares from old Madame Mo at the proper price. After speaking, Uncle Zheng took out a photo and stuffed it into Mo Jinpeng's hand. Seeing the content of the photo, Mo Jinpeng felt as if a bucket of cold water had been poured over him. Tell me, what you did with Li Yuzhen? What do you think would happen if Mo Changshan found out? Uncle Zheng tightened his clean white gloves. I'm afraid with a ruthless man like Mo Changshan, if he doesn't skin you and pull out your bones, he won't let it go, will he? I agree. Mo Jinpeng hurriedly put the photo away. Cheng Jiahao didn't see it, but seeing the look on Mo Jinpeng's face, he couldn't help but be curious. All right, then I won't disturb you any longer. Uncle Zheng waved his hand. The bodyguards in black turned and got into the cars with him. Not until all the cars were gone did Mo Jinpeng collapse to his knees on the ground, his eyes lifeless. Brother Bang Yu. Just as Cheng Jiahao was about to speak, Mo Jinpeng grabbed him by the collar and said fiercely, "Don't tell anyone about what happened today. Otherwise, you know the consequences." Hearing this, Cheng Jiahao quickly agreed. But when Mo Jinpeng turned to leave with his secretary, he shot him a fierce glare and said in a low voice, "Just you wait, Mo Jinpeng. Sooner or later, he'll kill you." Mo Jinpeng's biggest mistake was not understanding that someone who could even betray his savior, Mo Xuan, would have no problem betraying him too. Meanwhile, after leaving the school, I first went to a pastry shop and bought 4 small cakes. Besides the ones for Luo Mengqi and the kids, I also got a vanilla one for Luo Xia. Then, I carried the cakes into the Luo Corporation building. Unexpectedly, as soon as I got out of the elevator, Luo Xia, Luo Mengqi, and the 2 little munchkins were already there waiting for me. Daddy Luo Wei-er and Luo Shui-er together hugged my legs. Sister Huey next to them walked over with a smile and said, "Mr. Mo, let me help you with that." "Thank you, Sister Huey." I quickly handed the things to Sister Huey and bent down to pick up the 2 children. "Why are you all?" "The kids were eager to find you, and I happened to have nothing to do," Luo Xia said with a smile. "Did you buy delicious food again? The small cakes I promised to bring for Mengqi and my daughters. I remember you like vanilla, so I brought you one too." Holding my children, I looked at Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi, but I didn't realize it myself, that my gaze towards them was no longer avoidant, but carried a trace of tenderness and attachment. "Xia, then I'll take the kids down first." "No need. I was originally going to take the kids to the private restaurant I booked. My cousin just happened to have business to discuss, so I let him go." Sister Hui, arrange for someone to order for us. Hearing Luo Xia's instructions, Sister Hui quickly took out her phone to make the arrangements. "Brother, hurry up and go to the lounge," Luo Mengqi urged. "I'm still waiting to eat that cake." Helplessly, I was hurried along by Luo Mengqi and my daughters, while Luo Xia smiled by our side, entering the lounge with us. Sister Hui, from behind, looked at this so-called family of 5, feeling both happy and helpless. With the status of the eldest miss and second miss, no one would dare say a thing even if the 2 sisters served one husband. But was this really good for Mo Xuan? The lounge was very large, with 2 beds. Because the 2 sisters shared a lounge, many things were prepared in pairs. At this moment, Luo Xia glanced at me as I was serving food to our child. "How about we don't rush home tonight? Tomorrow, Mengqi and I are both free. We were thinking of taking the kids out to play a little. Mo Xuan, can you take a day off?" Hearing this, I took out my phone. "I can. I just need to let my advisor know. There probably isn't anything important tomorrow anyway." "Then I'll book a presidential suite," Luo Mengqi said with a smile. "Then you can take the girls in one room, and Sister and I will be in another." "Mom, okay." Just then, Sister Hui pushed the door open and brought in drinks. Hearing my answer, her eyes flickered slightly, but Luo Xia gave her a look. Their eyes met, and she saw the suppressed morbidity in Luo Xia's eyes. Sister Hui immediately set out the drinks. Without a word, "Sister Hui, that bottle of red wine we brought last time, remember to bring it for me." Hearing Luo Xia say this, Sister Hui quickly looked up, as if asking something with her eyes. But Luo Xia just nodded. Sister Hui sighed softly, and said in a low voice, "I understand, eldest miss." "Eldest miss, are they finally going to make their move?" Sister Hui glanced at me, who was eating and coaxing my daughter. She couldn't help but feel even more sympathy for this man. I saw Sister Hui go out and asked curiously, "Why are you getting wine? The kids are here." "Don't worry, brother. It's a very nice bottle of red wine. Sister and I will only have a little each." Luo Mengqi put a piece of Wagyu beef in my bowl. "You know the corporation has been busy lately. Having a little can help us rest well." Seeing that, I didn't ask any more questions. After finishing the meal, Sister Hui took the red wine and packed up the cakes I bought for them. I went downstairs with them. In the car, the 2 sisters sat in the back seat holding the children. Luo Mengqi sent me the location. The hotel wasn't far from here. We arrived a short while later. The suite was very large and had 2 rooms. It was the 2 little munchkins' first time staying out, so they were a little excited. They played with me in the room for a while, but because they didn't take a nap in the afternoon and went to the Luo Corporation building to play, they soon said they were sleepy. Then I took them to wash up. Luo Xia and her sister were very thoughtful. They had someone buy pajamas and bring them over in the afternoon. After changing into their pajamas, my 2 daughters got into bed and fell sound asleep not long after. "Mo Xuan, let's have a drink." Luo Xia saw that the children were asleep and brought me a glass of red wine. The money has been transferred to your card. Congratulations. No, I was just lucky. Hearing this, I was a little embarrassed. After all, my success was thanks to the help of Luo Xia and her sister. But Luo Xia smiled and said, luck favors the prepared, right? Let's just consider it a celebratory drink. Seeing that, I didn't think much of it and drank the glass of red wine in one go. But as I drank it, something felt a little off. I don't know why, but it had a slightly bitter taste. Come over here. Menqi and I have something to tell you. Hearing that, I didn't suspect anything and followed Luo Xia to their room. But as soon as I entered, I felt my head spin a little and I swayed slightly. Brother, are you okay? Luo Menqi rushed over to support me. How did you get so dizzy after just one glass? I'm fine. Before I could finish, my whole body fell against Luo Menqi. My nearly 1.9-meter frame pressed down on her. If it weren't for Luo Xia's help, I'm afraid Luo Menqi wouldn't have been able to support me. The two sisters together managed to help me onto the bed. Seeing this, the madness in Luo Menqi's eyes was unconcealed. A morbid smile hung on the corner of her lips. Brother, how can you still be so unguarded? Take the kids to the room next door first. The nanny Uncle Jung sent is already waiting. Luo Xia gently caressed Mo Xuan's cheek, but the sick, possessive desire in her eyes was inexplicably terrifying. Meanwhile, in the Su family's villa, Miss, do we need to reconfirm the engagement party procedure? But there was no response for a long time. No need. Just do whatever. Su Yanran's voice was a bit hoarse. Holding her phone, she turned and went upstairs. Young Master Mo is still not on the Mo family's guest list. Hearing this, the butler nodded. Yes, miss. Should I send someone to deliver an invitation to Capital University? No need. Su Yanran returned to her room. As soon as she closed the door, it was as if she had lost all her strength. She leaned against the pristine white door and slowly slid to the floor. How did it come to this? Suddenly, she touched the bracelet she was wearing. In an instant, a light seemed to appear in Su Yanran's gloomy eyes. He will definitely wait for me. Su Yanran quickly stood up. Mo Xuan is not a heartless person. I know I was wrong. Mo Xuan will definitely understand me. She tremblingly found her bag and took out a new SIM card from it. She inserted it into her phone. Mo Xuan had blocked all her means of contact. Her only option was to get a new SIM card. After a long hesitation, she called the number she always had pinned at the top. Every ring made her heart pound. Finally, just as the call was about to automatically end, someone answered. But immediately after, a seductive female voice, tinged with a bit of laziness and fatigue, made Su Yanran feel as if she had fallen into an ice cellar. Who is it? Hearing that, Su Yanran couldn't believe that Mo Xuan had another woman by his side. He clearly loved me so much at the beginning. How could this be? Who are you? Where is the owner of this phone? Su Yanran's tone was filled with anger, and hearing her voice, the person on the other end seemed to pause for a moment, then suddenly laughed. I was wondering who it was. It's Su Yanran. It's 11:49 p.m. right now. I'm holding his phone. Who do you think I am? Tell Mo Xuan to answer the phone. Su Yanran suppressed the urge to scream, but her voice wouldn't stop trembling. But the person on the other end heard it, and seemed even more pleased. I'm afraid that's not possible. He just fell asleep now, after all. It's been 4 hours. He's a little tired. Or you could wait a bit. They'll wake him up. Shameless Su Yanran's face turned beet red. Not just because of the blunt words of the woman talking to her, but more so out of anger and indignation. Mo Xuan, you've actually stooped so low. Two, actually. Let this little sister remind you, I'm his woman now. And what's more, I even have his child. Luo Xia was wearing a nightgown, her face flushed. I was sleeping soundly beside her, while Luo Mengqi came out of the bathroom, drying her hair with a towel. Her face was also flushed, with a smile on her face. Impossible, how could he? Nothing is impossible. Didn't you give up on him? Luo Xia said in a provocative tone. So, Su Yanran, don't contact him anymore. Otherwise, Luo Xia's voice suddenly turned extremely cold. Even through the phone, Su Yanran felt a bone-chilling cold. I will make you regret it. Regret that you ever stole several years from him. He belongs to my sister and me. This life, the next, he will forever be ours. Hearing this, Su Yanran hung up in a panic. Her mind was blank. Luo Xia's threat was very serious, with no hint of a joke. It even carried a sense of terrifying madness and hatred. Who on earth is it? Sisters. She couldn't recall any sisters, and her and Mo Xuan's mutual circle of friends. That seductive voice, she always felt it was familiar, but for a moment she couldn't remember where she had heard it. Impossible. It's fake. It must be fake. It's a voice changer. It must be a voice changer. Su Yanran seemed to have come up with a reason to comfort herself. Mo Xuan, you're so childish. Using this method to hide the fact that you still care about me, you must still have me in your heart. Looking at the phone that had hung up, the corners of Luo Xia's lips curled up slightly. After casually blocking the number, Luo Mengqi casually threw the towel aside and walked to the bed to kiss Mo Xuan. But Mo Xuan's state was a bit strange. His eyes were a little vacant, half-lidded. It seemed like he was conscious, but also as if he were completely unconscious. Sister, will he be okay? Hearing Luo Mengqi's words, Luo Xia glared at her. Then she pushed her aside. I didn't see you worrying just now. Don't worry, once or twice is fine. This drug will retain a little of his consciousness. But overall, he's still in a semi-conscious state. If you hadn't insisted, I wouldn't have wanted to use it. Sister, you were even more excessive than me just now. Luo Xia wrapped her arms around my neck and whispered softly, "Kiss me, Mo Xuan." I was like a puppet, actively kissing Luo Xia, who was right in front of me. I just felt like I had a dream, where I was captured and possessed by two female demons. I couldn't see their faces, but I could feel their insane possessive desire for me and the sounds that seemed to invade my brain. You are ours. The ones you love forever are also us. So don't be afraid. We will love you, forever loving only you. I just felt exhausted, with no strength to resist. Every whisper tempted me to fall, making me feel that falling like this, being with them, didn't seem so bad. Sleep, Mo Xuan. Luo Xia kissed me on the cheek. Tomorrow, you won't remember anything? But it's okay. I will make you willing, make it so you can never leave us again. The next day when I woke up, I felt sore all over. My shoulders also had a dull ache. Why am I sleeping here? I looked at the room's decor, a little surprised. This should be the room that Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi are staying in. You're awake. At this moment, Luo Xia walked in with a glass of milk, sat on the edge of the bed, and said with a hint of apology on her face, "I'm sorry, Mo Xuan. I've been under a lot of pressure at work lately, so I haven't been sleeping well. Yesterday, I added some sleep aid to the wine, but it was my first time doing it, so I didn't get the dosage right." Hearing that, I looked at Luo Xia in a daze. Something about this didn't sound right. Who normally puts medicine in wine? Luo Xia seemed to have expected this. She pointed at the bedside table and said, "See for yourself. I'm not lying to you." Seeing that, I followed her finger. Indeed, it was a box of sleep aid medication, but I still didn't quite believe it. How much did you put in? Why do I feel like yesterday I thought hard but couldn't remember what happened last night. At this point, Luo Xia handed me the milk and said, "It's because Mengqi and I let you drink 2 more glasses, then you fell asleep right here. Mengqi and I went to sleep with the girls." Hearing this, I noticed what looked like dark circles under Luo Xia's eyes and couldn't help but feel a pang of heartache, asking, "Did we and Shui disturb you too?" It was fine. The kids are very well behaved. It's just that yesterday, the 4 of us were squeezed together, which was indeed not very comfortable. Luo Xia chuckled. "Actually, I wanted to stay and take care of you, but you always push us away." "That's not it. Luo Xia suddenly placed her hand on my lips. The sudden intimacy made my face flush. "I know that what happened at the beginning, you didn't want it either and have always felt guilty." Luo Xia slowly pulled her hand back. "Besides, you know my sister likes you too. Both she and I have had children for you. It's understandable that you find it hard to choose." Then Luo Xia handed me the milk, smiled, stood up, and said, "It's okay, I can wait. Mengqi can wait too. Finish your milk and get up. It's almost noon. I've booked a pretty good Japanese restaurant. The kids will be in to find you soon." Hearing this, my lips trembled, but I still couldn't say anything. About what happened at the beginning, I always felt that something was not right, but I never thought it was a scheme by the Luo sisters. Being together for a long time, I could feel the 2 sisters' favoritism towards me. This also made me gradually develop an attachment. To leave or to stay, Luo Xia or Luo Mengqi, I had no idea what to do. Why can't I have both? A thought suddenly flashed through my mind, but I immediately cursed myself inwardly. Who the hell do I think I am? I'm not even worthy of one of them, yet I'm fantasizing about the 2 sisters sharing one husband. Then I immediately dismissed these unrealistic thoughts. I turned and went with the 2 sisters to a Japanese restaurant. "Brother, I remember last time you ate Japanese food with me. Your favorite was the crown melon, right?" Luo Mengqi smiled and picked up some Wagyu beef for me. "I've already made reservations at this place. It's absolutely the freshest." Hearing that, I lowered my head to eat, not daring to look up. Meanwhile, Luo Wei looked at her father curiously. "Daddy, why is your face so red?" It's a little hot. How could it not be red?" I could feel 2 feet rubbing against my leg. I looked up at Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi, who had smiling faces, just looking at me like that. "Hurry up and eat. Don't we have to take the kids out to play later?" I lowered my head and said in a low voice, "Can you stop messing around?" Luo Xia shrugged. She rested her chin on her hand and looked at me, but her words were directed at the waiter. "Bring out the dessert. By the way, Mo Xuan, can you come with me to the front desk?" "Sister, I'm going too." Luo Mengqi was about to object, but Luo Xia shot her a sharp glare. "Aren't you going to watch the kids?" Hearing that, no matter how much Luo Mengqi resented it in her heart, her infatuation with me was real, and the suppression from her sister's bloodline was also real. I didn't understand why. I followed Luo Xia out of the private room before asking, "What are we going to the front desk for?" "Oh, I want to buy some sake. The sake here is very good. I want you to help me carry some. Can't we wait until we're leaving?" Before I could finish my sentence, Luo Xia suddenly grabbed my hand and went into an empty private room next to us. Then she grabbed my collar and pulled me down, kissing me hard on the lips. "Mo Xuan, hold me." In Luo Xia's words, there was desire, there was tenderness, and also an uncontrollable madness, and I actually hugged her. I don't even know why I did it myself, but Luo Xia in my arms seemed even more delighted. She wrapped her arms tightly around my neck deepening the kiss. My breath seemed to be stolen away. I could only smell the fragrant perfume on Luo Xia. I'm sorry, Moxuan. I like you. The kiss ended. Luo Xia's eyes were hazy, her tone soft. My mind, however, was blank. When I heard Luo Xia say she liked me, I initiated another kiss. Gradually, the two of us slid down against the wall. It was the first time I knew that the outwardly cold and unapproachable and gentle as a sister to me, Luo Xia, could be so crazed. She held my head tightly, as if wanting to melt me into her bones, to devour me. I love you, Moxuan. Luo Xia panted, whispering in my ear, don't leave me. Don't ever leave me. Xia, I. Before I could answer, Luo Xia kissed me once again. A faint metallic taste of blood slowly entered my mouth. I don't know whose lip was cut, but Luo Xia acted as if she didn't know. It seemed like nothing else mattered to her, only the man in front of her. After a long while, Luo Xia finally pulled away from me. She caressed my red, sticky lips, smudged with her lipstick, and smiled faintly. You're finally willing to hold me on your own, Xia. I. My eyes were dazed. I stared blankly at the woman before me. Why me? I'm not worthy of you. If I say you're worthy, you're worthy. Luo Xia gently pulled my head into her embrace. Don't think about these things anymore. Think of Wei'er. Think of Shui'er. Mo Xuan, my dear, you were destined to belong to me and Mengqi. It was like a sudden enlightenment for me. I struggled, wanting to leave, but Luo Xia seemed to have anticipated it, holding me tightly and refusing to let go. Don't think anymore. Isn't this nice? Luo Xia held me tightly, burying my face in her chest. Mo Xuan, don't overthink it. You just need to remember that you're the children's father, and that you're our man. That's all. No, I'm about to suffocate. This embrace from Luo Xia was truly a bit deadly. Hearing that, Luo Xia quickly let go of my head. I had just taken a few breaths when Luo Xia, as if addicted, kissed me again. Just then, my phone rang. Seeing this, Luo Xia, while kissing me, pulled out the phone. It was another unknown number. Xia, I have to take the call. I had just managed to catch my breath, but Luo Xia didn't give me the chance at all. She moved in for another kiss, while simultaneously sliding to answer the call. She even deliberately put it on speaker. Mo Xuan, it's me. Su Yanran's tired voice came through. Long time no see. Can we meet? Hearing that it was Su Yanran's voice, I was very surprised, but Luo Xia spoke directly. He and I are kissing right now. Miss Su, have you forgotten what I told you yesterday? It's you again? Su Yanran said as if her sore spot had been stepped on. Her voice rose several octaves. Who on earth are you? Mo Xuan, put Mo Xuan on the phone. Hearing that, I was about to speak, but Luo Xia kissed me again. It seemed even more passionate than before, and also more frantic. The kiss ended. Luo Xia saw that the call had ended and smiled. Then she gently brushed the phone against my cheek. What? You want to get back with her? Hearing that, I quickly shook my head. No, I was just curious why she contacted me. You're not allowed to be curious? From now on, you're only allowed to be curious about me and my sister. Luo Xia licked her lips, as if still unsatisfied. Let's go, let's head back. We can buy the sake later. So she snuck out just to do this. I sighed. I let Luo Xia domineeringly pull me out of the private room. Unexpectedly, we ran right into Luo Mengqi. She looked at her sisters and my red lips, and her expression immediately darkened. Seeing this, Luo Xia knowingly asked, What's wrong, little sister? Why are you so angry? Hearing this, Luo Mengqi shot Luo Xia a fierce glare, then grabbed my hand and left. Meanwhile, Luo Xia just adjusted her clothes, smiled, and returned to their private room. Mengqi, listen to me. A familiar room. A familiar wall. Only this time, the person sitting on my lap had changed to Luo Mengqi. Compared to Luo Xia, Luo Mengqi was even more frenzied, like a greedy beast, kissing my face and lips fiercely. I don't know what's wrong with me anymore. With Luo Xia, I didn't want to resist. With Luo Mengqi, I didn't resist either. I always felt that this wasn't right, but there seemed to be a voice in my head telling me, go along with them. They are the ones who love you the most. Don't refuse their intimacy. Brother, you're really going to be the death of me. Luo Mengqi's mischievous hand slipped into my shirt, touching my skin. My body involuntarily stiffened. Just then, my phone rang again. It was still Su Yanran. But as soon as I took out my phone, Luo Mengqi snatched it and answered. Mo Xuan, is it you this time? Not quite, I'm his sister. Luo Mengqi chuckled like a mischievous little demon, but her eyes glinted with a fierce light. Oops, I misspoke, but it doesn't matter anymore. Are you sure you still want to listen? Luo Mengqi hung up the phone directly. Then, with a mocking smile, she looked at me. Brother, aren't the two of us enough for you? I haven't even said anything. Mengqi, my lips are about to be ruined. Luo Mengqi didn't listen to me at all, and domineeringly kissed me just like Luo Xia. At this moment, Su Yanran was at her company. The phone in her hand slowly slipped down. The voices of the two women sounded like they were around her age. Su Yanran's newly bought phone was thrown away again. Amidst the grief, there was more a sense of humiliation. Mo Xuan, do you have to punish me like this? Su Yanran slumped onto her desk, letting out a suppressed sob. After a long while, she suddenly stood up and hastily wiped the tears from her face. Moexuan, you are mine. I won't give up. On the other side, I rubbed my lips, which were red and numb from being kissed. I kept feeling that something wasn't right. I have now become unable to refuse the overly intimate requests of Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi, their overly intimate requests. That feeling made me a little uncomfortable. Moreover, I always felt that I was becoming more and more dependent and increasingly unable to leave Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi. And what happened today caused a certain emotion suppressed within me to be gradually released. Are you okay? Luo Xia saw me spacing out and gently took my hand. Hearing that, I came back to my senses and shyly tried to pull my hand away, but Luo Xia held it tightly, smiled, and said softly, "Don't refuse, Moxuan." Hearing Luo Xia's words, I sighed and really didn't move anymore. Just then, Luo Xia's phone suddenly received a message. Su Yanran has gone to the nursing home. Luo Xia's eyes instantly became dark and unreadable. Then she smiled faintly and put her phone away. In the car, Luo Xia suddenly spoke up. "How about we go visit Grandma? Daddy, can we?" I actually really wanted to take the kids to visit Grandma more often, but I didn't feel it was my place to ask. After all, my situation isn't exactly glorious. Plus, the Luo family is very protective of these two little girls. I felt even more hesitant. It's okay. Besides, the children like their great-grandmother. Her desire to take the kids to visit Grandma was indeed not fake. But more than that, she couldn't wait to see Su Yanran's completely hopeless expression in the nursing home. Grandma looked at Su Yanran with some awkwardness and couldn't help but sigh. "Yanran, you've come to visit this old woman. You must have other things on your mind, right?" "Grandma, I regret it." Su Yanran couldn't hold back her tears. "I was deceived by Mo Jinpeng back then. I don't want to get engaged anymore. I want to marry Mo Xuan. Yanran, I don't want to blame you for what you did in the past. 1, out of respect for your grandmother, and 2, what's past is past." Grandma's voice became a little stern. "But think back to the beginning. Before Mo Xuan was framed back then, what did you do? Do you really think I don't know?" Hearing that, Su Yanran looked at Grandma, her lips trembling. She wanted to explain, but couldn't say a word. "You and Mo Xuan met when you were 15. At that time, Mo Xuan had an accident and lost part of his memory. At first, I didn't think you could be with him. It was you who said you liked Mo Xuan. So we decided to arrange the engagement, but you went on dates with Mo Jinpeng behind Mo Xuan's back, accepted his gifts, and you even went to a hotel with him. You and Mo Xuan hadn't broken up yet at that time. It was like a bolt from the blue." Su Yanran's body trembled violently. She lowered her head, not daring to look into Grandma's eyes. "Are you wondering how I know?" Grandma sneered. "A playboy like Mo Jinpeng has caused so much trouble for my son to clean up. I told your grandmother about it long ago, but I was afraid you'd think I was biased towards Mo Xuan and wouldn't believe a word. The very next day, he provoked Mo Xuan. Didn't you notice that from that day on, Mo Xuan started to distance himself from you? You thought that finally breaking the engagement and getting with Mo Jinpeng was what hurt him. You hurt him long before that, Su Yanran." Hearing that, Su Yanran stood up agitatedly, her voice hoarse. "That's not it, Grandma. That day, nothing like that happened at all. Does it matter whether it happened or not? A person who has a boyfriend goes to a hotel with another man. Who do you think would believe that nothing happened between you two?" Grandma was a little agitated, her breathing becoming a bit erratic. "Mo Xuan is not the young master of the Mo family now. This old woman of the Mo family can be disposable. A prestigious young lady of the Su family like you, my grandson can aim that high." Seeing this, Su Yanran felt her vision go dark. She had always thought Mo Xuan didn't know about this. Mo Jinpeng had also promised to keep it a secret for her. But unexpectedly, Mo Xuan had known all along. No wonder that day he left the Mo family. When I broke up with him, he was so calm. Before Su Yanran could reminisce about the past, the door was pushed open. I stood at the door, looking at Su Yanran with a blank expression. After so long, seeing the man she had longed for day and night again, Su Yanran almost couldn't contain her longing and rush into my arms. But when she saw my cold gaze, Su Yanran's heart felt as if it were being cut by a knife, an immense pain. "Su Yanran, we broke up a long time ago. In the future, please don't come and bother my grandmother anymore." My voice was completely flat, carrying no warmth whatsoever. "What you should be doing now is preparing for your engagement to Mo Jinpeng, not coming here, Mo Xuan." Su Yanran reached out, wanting to pull me, but unexpectedly, 2 little dumplings peeked out from my left and right, looking at Su Yanran. Then they looked up at me and asked, "Daddy, who is she?" Hearing this, Su Yanran felt all the strength leave her body. She really wanted to trick herself into believing they weren't Mo Xuan's children. But the eyebrows and eyes of these 2 little girls and Mo Xuan were as if cast from the same mold. "Are you married?" "No, but they are indeed my children." I bent down and stroked Luo Wei Er and Luo Shui Er's heads. "Great-grandma is over there. Why don't you go say hello?" The 2 little dumplings ran to the bedside with their short steps. Seeing these 2 little dumplings, Grandma immediately beamed. "My darlings are here. Come here, let great-grandma feel if you've gotten chubbier." Su Yanran stared blankly at the 2 children, then looked back at me. Seeing this, Mo Xuan pointed to the door with a blank expression and said, "Let's talk outside." After I finished speaking, I turned and left the hospital room. Seeing this, Su Yanran hurriedly followed. Just as she stepped out of the room, she saw Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi standing outside the door. Even for someone who was extremely confident in her own looks and figure, like Su Yanran, when she saw the sisters, she couldn't help but feel overshadowed. "Hello, Miss Su." Luo Mengqi smiled and greeted her. Meanwhile, Luo Xia, when meeting outsiders, immediately reverted to her usual cold, unapproachable demeanor. She just gave a slight wave and then continued to cross her arms, her pair of almond eyes faintly sizing up Su Yanran. Hearing Luo Mengqi's voice, Su Yanran felt her scalp tingle. The second phone call to me had transmitted, a voice almost identical to Luo Mengqi's. "Brother, how about you go buy us some drinks?" Luo Mengqi said to me with a smile. "Some things are more convenient for women to discuss among themselves, right?" Hearing that, I was about to speak, but Luo Xia reached out and patted the back of my hand. The coldness on her face vanished, replaced by a gentle smile. "Go on, it's okay." I thought for a moment, then nodded. I turned back to say to Su Yanran, "Yanran, what's past is past. We should all face reality now." "Moxuan, listen to my explanation." Su Yanran frantically wanted to chase after me as I was leaving, but Luo Xia turned her head and looked at her. Her deep, cold gaze made Su Yanran so scared that she didn't dare to move. "Miss Su, the children inside, belong to me and my sister. The father is, of course, Brother Mo Xuan." Luo Mengqi, with her arms behind her back, smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. "I'm telling you this so you'll give up. Besides, I'm not afraid of you telling anyone. Miss Su is a smart person. You should know the consequences if this gets out, right? You and Vice President Luo." "That's right. Didn't expect that, did you?" The smile on Luo Mengqi's face grew wider. "Miss Su, you've seen it for yourself, whether it's me or my sister. Which one of us do you think a young lady of the Su family like you can compare to?" Hearing that, Su Yanran felt an incomprehensible sense of helplessness and suffocation. Not only does Mo Xuan have children, but he had them with the Luo sisters. How is that possible? Even more unbelievable is that the Luo family actually acknowledged this matter. "Miss Su, I've made it very clear." A faint smile appeared on the corner of Luo Xia's mouth. "You are the past. Don't contact Mo Xuan anymore in the future. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind making the Su family bleed a little." She paused for a moment. Luo Xia suddenly said in a provocative tone, "So, Miss Su, tell me, what do you have to compete with us for him? Also, Miss Su, isn't stolen tenderness cheap? What do you mean?" Hearing her mention the word stolen again, Su Yanran's expression clearly became more tense. "When did I steal? I've known Mo Xuan since we were children. On the contrary, it's you people. I know your Luo family is all-powerful, but Mo Xuan and I have known each other longer. I understand him better." Suddenly, Luo Mengqi grabbed her hair with one hand and then slapped her hard across the face. "You bitch, if it weren't for you, how could I have been separated from him for so long?" Luo Mengqi's eyes were filled with violence and murderous intent. "Su Yanran, why did he lose his memory when he was 15? Do you dare tell him?" Luo Mengqi's hand was very strong. Su Yanran's face swelled up immediately, her ears ringing. Hearing Luo Mengqi mention Mo Xuan at 15, Su Yanran's expression became even more panicked. At this moment, Luo Xia walked over and took her sister's hand, then turned her head to look at Su Yanran. A cold aura slowly emanated from her. Seeing this, Su Yanran covered her face and couldn't help but take a few steps back. "Su Yanran, I can give you a chance," Luo Xia said in a cold voice. "You see, my sister and I already share Mo Xuan. I don't mind him having one more." Sister Luo Mengqi heard Luo Xia's words and quickly wanted to speak up, but Luo Xia looked at her, signaling her not to say anything. As for Su Yanran, after hearing this, she momentarily felt that the woman must be insane. Sisters sharing one husband and having his children was already outrageous, and now she was offering her a chance to be a mistress? "As long as you do one thing for me, I will give you this chance." Luo Xia had a confident expression. "So Su Yanran, do you agree?" Not long after, I came back with a bag of soft drinks. Su Yanran was no longer here. Luo Xia stood at the door. Seeing me return, she intimately linked her arm with mine and said in a gentle voice, "Don't worry, I've already spoken to her." Hearing that, I sighed. "I'm sorry. I should have been the one to talk to her. I really don't understand. She's about to get married, so why is she still coming to find me? All right, don't think about it anymore." Luo Xia was like a gentle wife, helping me adjust my clothes. "Mengqi is in there. You and I, along with the children, will stay with Grandma more. I'm going to make a call to handle some company matters. Xia, if there's something at the company, you can go back first." "It's fine. My brother is at the company. Let's wait for Grandma to rest, then we'll go home together." Luo Xia deliberately emphasized the words, "go home." These two words were very heavy. Hearing that, I just felt a warmth in my heart and nodded. Just as she was about to push the door open and go in, I quickly took something out of my bag and handed her a bottle of mineral water. "I know you don't really like soft drinks. I bought this for you, silly." Luo Xia caressed my face, took the water, and told me to go in first. Waiting for the hospital room door to close, Luo Xia's gaze became dark and inscrutable. Su Yanran, a chance. If she could, she wouldn't even want to give her own sister the same opportunity as herself. "Don't worry, Mo Xuan. I will make the Mo family suffer all kinds of torment." Luo Xia pressed her face against the hand that had just caressed me, as if caressing a lover. "They are too filthy. They are not worthy of being your family. Su Yanran is the same. How is she worthy of desiring you? Moxuan, you belong to me and Menki. Only we and our daughters are your closest family. I really want to lock you up, so you'll never leave my side. Meanwhile, after leaving the nursing home, Suyanran drove a Porsche, rushing back to the company while recalling Luo Xia's words in her mind. The ones who caused all this are the Mo family. You just need to agree to my plan. I'll give you my assistant's phone number. If anything comes up, you can just contact him. As long as you can do it, I can allow you to return to Moxuan's side. I'll even talk to him for you. After all, besides his grandmother, he only listens to my sister and me now. The car suddenly stopped. Suyan Ran let out a long breath, then started the car, driving faster back to the Su Corporation. It's fine. Luo Xia, Luo Mengqi, how much sincerity do you two really have? When the time comes, as long as Moxuan accepts me again, I will sell everything and take him abroad. I can't believe it was them in the beginning, but so what? If I could steal him once, I can steal him a second time. Meanwhile, because she got to see the two little treasures, Grandma's spirits were much better. Great-Grandma, please eat. Luo Shui held up a tangerine in front of her. Grandma was stunned for a moment, then smiled and pushed it back. She kindly patted Luo Shui's head and said, "Good girl, Shui. You eat it." Hearing that, the little girl shook her head. Her small, chubby hand still held up the tangerine. Seeing this, Grandma's heart warmed, and she opened her mouth. Only then did Luo Shui smile happily and place the tangerine segment into her mouth. "Great-Grandma, eat more to get healthy," Luo Shui said in her childish voice. Hearing this, Grandma couldn't help but tear up. She knew she probably didn't have much time left, but she still smiled and caressed Luo Shui's face, saying, "Shui is right. Great-Grandma will definitely eat a lot, okay?" As she spoke, Luo Wei also came closer, holding a large cherry that Luo Mengqi had bought earlier. She said pitifully, "Great-Grandma didn't eat Weiers. Eat it all, eat it all." Grandma hugged the two little sweethearts, trying hard to hold back her tears. If she could, she really wanted to stay with her grandson and her two great-granddaughters for a few more years. Seeing this from the side, I said nothing, but turned and left. Seeing this, Luo Mengqi quickly followed. I stood by the window in the hallway, my vacant eyes staring out the window. The weather is so beautiful, not a single cloud. Don't be sad anymore. Luo Mengqi took my hand. We already tried our best from the start. I know that if it weren't for you two helping, my grandmother wouldn't have been able to hold on for so long. I turned my head away, not wanting Luo Mengqi to see me cry. This day would come sooner or later. I can accept it. Hearing this, Luo Mengqi gently hugged my shoulder, her head gently resting on my arm. Her voice was gentle. "Honey, you still have me, my sister, and the children, so don't be sad anymore." Luo Xia watched quietly from the side. Rarely did she not think about competing with her sister, thinking about the reason for my heartache. A ruthless glint flashed in Luo Xia's eyes. Then she took out her phone, went to the corner of the staircase and made a call. At this moment, in the CO's office of the Luo Corporation building, Luo Tian saw the caller was Luo Xia. He was so scared he almost jumped out of his chair. Luo Tian is the son of Luo Xia's eldest uncle, and also the current CEO of the Luo Corporation. "Hey cousin, what's up? Look, you and Mengqi have both dropped all your work to run off and play with my brother-in-law. I haven't said a thing. If there's something, don't make things difficult for me, okay? It's nothing much. I want Mo Xuan to join Vin Hung Group. And how are things with the Mo family being handled?" Luo Xia said coldly. Her tone was just like talking to a subordinate. Hearing this, Luo Tian silently cursed a few times at the phone, then reported back professionally. "Don't worry about Vin Hung. I'm a major shareholder. Besides, my brother-in-law's abilities are obvious. Regarding the Mo family's warehouse fire, they managed to save one batch, and they have another warehouse. There will definitely be losses, and people have already started demanding compensation, but it's not enough to be a fatal blow yet." After thinking for a moment, Luo Tian continued, "Actually, you don't need to. If you really want to bankrupt them, it's not that hard. Why make it so complicated? That would be letting them off too easy," Luo Xia said with a cold laugh. "Have you finished the task I gave you?" "That. Xia, I'm the CEO. Yes, so is it done?" Luo Tian felt so wronged, but he really didn't dare to provoke these two sisters. He could only reply helplessly, "Don't worry. I found people to intentionally spread the news about acquiring the shares in old Madame Mo's hands. It's not us. The Mo family probably won't find out. Got it. I've already handled the previous two projects. I'll have Sister Hui bring them over to you later." Hearing Luo Xia's nonchalant words, Luo Tian was still a little shocked inside. The two projects combined were worth tens of billions. Luo Xia handled them so casually. "Oh right, the Roger Dubuis you bought last time. I was the one who found a way to order it. By the way, weren't you giving that to me?" Hearing Luo Tian's words, Luo Xia replied in a matter-of-fact tone, "That's for Mo Xuan. I really asked for this humiliation." "No, wait, I was the one who paid for it. Xia. Seeing this, Luo Xia on the other end decisively hung up the phone. "Are you really treating me like a tool? I ordered the watch, I paid the money, and you guys take it to appease the father of your children." Luo Tian was so angry he gritted his teeth, but there was nothing he could do. Forget it. I must have saved some great bandit in my past life to meet these two ungrateful wolves in this life. Meanwhile, after leaving the nursing home, I drove back to the manor. When Uncle Zheng saw the family of five return, he breathed a sigh of relief. They were gone for so long, he was afraid that his eldest young lady had taken the children and Mo Xuan and run away for good. As soon as I got home, I received a call from an unknown number. I frowned and answered. Well done, you unfilial son. Well done. You even dare to block my number? Mo Changshan's cold voice rang out. Tell your grandmother that I'll give you a total of 600 million for the shares. Not a penny more. Tomorrow, you bring the share authorization papers here. Mo Changshan couldn't wait any longer. Several large companies already had intentions of acquiring that 10% of shares. Of course, he didn't know this was arranged by Luo Tian. Okay. I listened to Mo Changshan's words and just replied with a single faint word. Then, regardless of what else he wanted to say, I hung up directly. And while I was at it, I blocked this number too. On the other end, Mo Changshan still wanted to say something but didn't expect me to hang up on him. When he called back, it wouldn't go through. This unfilial son, you think he'll give you this money so easily? Brat, I shouldn't have brought you home in the first place just to piss me off. Daddy, it's time to eat. Luo Wei'er and Luo Shui'er ran over and took my hands. I watched the ferocity in my own eyes slowly fade. I held my daughter's hands and went to the dining room. That evening, after putting the two children to sleep, I returned to my room. I had just showered and changed into my pajamas when my phone rang. It was another unknown number. Hello, this is Mo Xuan. Su Yanran's hoarse voice came through the phone, seemingly tinged with a bit of drunkenness. Hearing her voice, I sighed and said, I really have to hand it to you. After all the commotion today, why are you still contacting me? Leave them, please. Su Yanran said aggrievedly, her voice seemingly carrying a sob. The children. If you like them, I can treat them as my own. If they won't let you take them, I can have children with you too. Yanran, I've already said it. We should both face reality. I rubbed the bridge of my nose. It's been almost 3 years. After you and Mo Jinpeng went public and you went abroad to study. It's been so long. You never once thought of me. What's the point of you doing this now? I was just afraid I had wronged you, Su Yanran sobbed. In the past, when I heard her cry, I would feel upset. My heart would ache. But now, my heart feels no ripple at all. Yanran, don't call anymore. I don't want to repeat myself. What's past is past. You've seen it? I have children now. No matter what, I won't wrong the mother of my children. Mo Xuan, you're such a fool. Su Yanran suddenly laughed. How can you trust them so much? What kind of status does the Luo family have in the capital? How much wealth they have, you know that. How could a family like that allow such an absurd thing to happen? When the time comes, the one who gets hurt will definitely be you. The one who gets abandoned will also only be you. Mo Xuan, don't be so stubborn anymore. The Luo sisters have been arrogant for so many years. Countless rich young masters have pursued them to no avail. You and they are not from the same world. Mo Xuan, we're the ones who've known each other since childhood. Don't forget, when you were 15, if it weren't for me, you would have died. Hearing Su Yanran's words, I sighed. When I was 15, I was injured and lost a part of my memory. When I woke up, I heard from others that Su Yanran said she saved me. Yanran, I can't abandon my daughters because of this. Besides, you were the one who betrayed me first. After saying that, I hung up. This time, I didn't block the number, but Su Yanran, hearing my words, could only hold her head and sob. I was originally going to save this number. After hesitating for a moment, I deleted the call history. After all, Su Yanran did save me. If something happened, I might help her, but I wouldn't agree to anything else. Just then, the door suddenly opened. Luo Xia was wearing a seductive black and gold nightgown. Xia, why are you? I was a little embarrassed seeing her dressed like that. Before I could finish my sentence, Luo Xia suddenly threw herself into my arms and hugged me tightly. Mo Xuan, I miss you. Luo Xia's voice was soft, but her eyes were full of desire. Hearing this, I was stunned. My brain couldn't process it for a moment. The next second, Luo Xia suddenly pulled my collar and kissed me on the lips. Just like that, I was lost. It was the first time I'd seen Luo Xia like this. Desire rose in my eyes, like an inextinguishable flame. An hour had passed, but Luo Xia seemed tireless. Mo Xuan, Luo Xia said in a hoarse voice, her hands clutching mine tightly. Forget the past. Forget other people. Everything about you should belong to me, so just sink into me. Almost another hour passed. The bed finally stopped shaking. The plan was originally for a week, but Luo Xia didn't want to wait anymore. Furthermore, the appearance of Su Yanran, her indifference was only so that Mo Xuan would think she didn't care. She absolutely hated Su Yanran. Because of her, Mo Xuan lost his memory. To this day, he still doesn't remember her and Luo Mengqi. I looked at the beauty before me with a dazed expression, feeling a bit flustered for a moment. All this time, I had always been suppressing my feelings. I didn't know how to choose, so I simply didn't choose. Just being by their side quietly was enough. But today, my suppressed feelings were finally released. After all, I am a man, full of passion, and with surprisingly good stamina. Carry me to the shower, Mo Xuan. Luo Xia gave me a kiss on the lips, then carry me back later. Hearing that, I really did carry her into the bathroom. Warm water flowed from the shower head. Luo Xia wrapped her arms around my neck and kissed me greedily. Mo Xuan, with me and Mengqi, let's take the children and leave the capital. Luo Xia gently caressed my firm chest. Let's go to a quiet place, okay? Xia, I've thought about it. This isn't the way. I still couldn't help but speak up. I've already made a mistake once. Besides, I've enjoyed your tenderness too much. But in the end, this is still not right. Luo Xia's passionate kiss was her answer. Wrong? Of course, it's wrong. Luo Xia knew better than anyone. But does it matter? It doesn't matter anymore. To Luo Xia, I was one of a kind. Her sister was also irreplaceable. Previously, when the Luo family faced a major crisis, the sisters could only rely on each other, and at that time I was like a ray of light, piercing through the darkness to reach them. Mo Xuan, I told you not to think about these things. Luo Xia's words were like magic, making me unconsciously obey. You can't leave us, can you? So, Luo Xia had a slightly sickly smile on her face. Don't resist. Don't think about leaving us. Mo Xuan, all men yearn to be like you right now. Why are you still clinging to those rules? It was like the whisper of a devil, full of temptation, but also carried a hint of danger. Luo Xia had always been giving me psychological suggestions, precisely to break down my psychological defenses. You are clearly infatuated with us, whether it's our looks, our bodies, or our love. Luo Xia looked at my dazed expression, her tone growing even more gentle. She kissed my cheek while breathing into my ear. So just now, when you were free of your psychological restraints, when we were like that, weren't you happy? Hearing that, my mind just felt blank. It was as if the sound of the shower water had vanished. The whole world was reduced to Luo Xia's whispers in my ear. Mo Xuan, you won't refuse me, right? Seeing this, my physical instincts, the suppressed feelings in my heart, and my desire had been slowly, completely unleashed by Luo Xia. Mo Xuan, admit it. You want to be with both of us. Luo Xia's smile grew even more pathological. You can't leave us anymore. Hearing this, I looked up. Unlike before, I embraced Luo Xia tightly. For the first time, the feelings in my eyes were no longer suppressed. In those eyes, as deep as a lake, only Luo Xia's reflection could be seen. 30 minutes later, I was in my pajamas carrying an exhausted Luo Xia back to her bedroom. I gently placed her down. Mo Xuan, you're not staying with me? Luo Xia's voice was hoarse, but it held an added vulnerability, as if she were pouting. Hearing that, I gave her a kiss and scratched my head, saying I should probably go back to sleep. Otherwise, tomorrow, we and Shui might see in the morning, and that wouldn't be good. All right. Luo Xia didn't insist further. Then you should get some rest. Then I helped her tuck in the blanket and turned off the light as I left. I gently closed the door. I sighed as I walked back to my room. Forcibly kissed during the day, ambushed at night. I always thought my self-control was strong. Now it seems it was strong as a wet noodle. Shaking my head, I pushed open the door and returned to my bedroom. As soon as I sat on the edge of the bed, a soft body suddenly pressed against me from behind. Did you have a lot of fun with my sister? Luo Mengqi's voice was very cold, a contrast to her warm body. Mengqi. Hearing that, I was startled. Why are you? Honey, it's okay with my sister, but not with me. Luo Mengqi bit down hard on my shoulder. As if that wasn't enough to vent her anger, she suddenly kissed me on the lips from behind. To call it a kiss, it was more like she was gnawing. Mengqi, calm down. Seeing this, I wanted to push her away, but for some reason, I subconsciously felt that I shouldn't push her away. Luo Mengqi aggressively pulled at my pajamas, pulling me down onto the bed. Honey. As a teardrop fell on my face, I was momentarily stunned. Under the dim light, tears welled up in the corners of Luo Mengqi's eyes. Honey, why won't you accept it? Luo Mengqi said aggrievedly. It's okay with my sister, but not with me? Honey, I miss you so much too. But I didn't notice that a flicker of a smile had crossed her tear-streaked face. The process you guys don't like to watch. I know. Over an hour passed. Thinking about what Luo Xia had done, Luo Mengqi gritted her teeth in anger. Her own sister had dared to lock her in her room and even stole her phone. By the time she called a maid to open the door, she found out her sister had already succeeded. Honey, I don't want to. But my protests were meaningless because Luo Mengqi had no intention of asking for my opinion. For me, what was the most painful thing? Was it last night's absurdity? No. It was waking up after 10 a.m., only to see Uncle Zheng thoughtfully bringing up a large glass of goji berry tea and also thoughtfully bringing a bowl of Chinese medicine. What is this? Uncle Zheng looking at the dark medicinal soup, I immediately felt that something was wrong. Uncle Zheng glanced at me and said meaningfully, Mr. Mo is in good health, but you still need to nourish what needs nourishing. This was ordered by the eldest young lady. She invited a famous traditional Chinese medicine doctor to specially prepare a kidney-calming medicine. I've lived this long, and I've only heard of fetus-calming medicine. Just say it's for kidney replenishment. I furiously wanted to find the two culprits. But Uncle Zheng informed me that before I woke up, the two sisters had already taken the children back to the Luo family's old home. Old Madame Luo missed her grandchildren. Originally, the two little ones were fussing and asking for their father, but Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi kept them there. Mr. Mo also has to eat dinner at the Luo family's house. But later for lunch, the menu the eldest young miss ordered for you is stir-fried kidneys, bull penis soup, and raw oysters. Hearing that, I quickly waved my hand to interrupt Uncle Zheng and said through gritted teeth, My health is perfectly fine. Fine, I'll drink this medicine. I'm not coming back for lunch. After that, I picked up the bowl of medicine and drank it all in one go. This taste almost made me throw up last night's dinner. It was really too bitter. Just because I hadn't eaten breakfast, Uncle Zheng thoughtfully prepared lunch for me in advance. As expected, the dishes served all looked nourishing. You want to go back to the Mo family's house? When Uncle Zheng heard that I wanted to make a trip to the Mo family's house, he looked at me with some surprise. Hearing that, I frankly told him my purpose for returning, and then said, I feel that my biological father most likely won't just give me the money that easily. He'll go back with you. Uncle Jung thought for a moment. Last time, you and the Mo family caused such an ugly scene. I'm afraid they will make things difficult for you if you go back. Hearing that, I shook my head and said, It's fine. I know what kind of people they are. I won't bring the share authorization letter. I'm afraid I won't be able to get the money today. After finishing the meal, I prepared to drive back to the Mo family's house. But Uncle Jung gave me a new car key and showed me the Ferrari that Luo Mengqi bought for me. Since living with the sisters, I've also paid some attention to car models and their prices. The black Ferrari that Luo Mengqi bought cost around 5 million yuan. I had no choice but to call Luo Mengqi, but as soon as she saw it was me, she didn't pick up. She just sent a message on her phone. Brother, if you're asking about the car, I'm not going to answer the phone. Actually, I wanted to scold her a bit. This crazy girl, in a fit of passion, bit my shoulder until it almost bled. When I woke up, my left shoulder was bruised. Seeing this, I didn't refuse this time, but took the car key. After thinking for a moment, I whispered a few words to Uncle Jung. Uncle Jung looked at me in surprise, then couldn't help but laugh. Mr. Mo, don't you worry. After that, he brought me a bag. There seemed to be something inside. I opened it to check, nodded, then got in the car and left the manor. Birds of a feather really do flock together. Uncle Jung smiled wryly. Mr. Mo looks so normal, so why is there such madness in his bones? After muttering to himself, Uncle Jung took out his phone and made a call to Luo Xia. Eldest young miss, Mr. Mo has gone back to the Mo family's house by himself. He thinks Mo Changshan won't give him the money easily. He's not wrong. A person like Mo Changshan, how could he part with his money so easily? In the old Luo family residence, Luo Xia sat on a red wooden chair, her legs crossed, her expression cold. I'm just worried they'll make things difficult for Mo Xuan. Tell the people at the nursing home to keep an eye out. Right now, the only thing the Mo family can use to threaten Mo Xuan is probably his grandmother. This. Eldest young miss, Uncle Zheng hesitated a bit. What if the Mo family causes trouble and hires people to threaten Mr. Mo with force? Don't worry, it's fine. Luo Xia laughed confidently. I know exactly how much weight the Mo family carries, let alone their family, even the Luo family's bodyguards. Can't find anyone who can beat Mo Xuan. There's no need to pay attention to these things. Hanging up the phone, Luo Xia was just about to stand up when she felt her legs go a little weak. Thinking about last night, Luo Xia subconsciously curled her lips into a faint smile. If my sister hadn't come in and ruined it, it would have been even more perfect. Returning once again to the Mo family villa. My only thought was, compared to the place I live in now, this place is really a bit lacking in class. I thought this was a bit like a fox borrowing the tiger's might. After a self-deprecating wry smile, I pushed the door open. I saw old Master Mo sitting on the sofa, his face darkening upon seeing Mo Xuan. Mo Changshan also had an unhappy expression, snorted coldly, and didn't look at him anymore. Qin Ni was expressionless but looked Mo Xuan up and down. Beside them, when Mo Jinpeng saw Mo Xuan, his eyes were like they were laced with poison. The person sitting next to him was the eldest daughter of the Mo family, Mo Qingqing. The 3 Mo family daughters all inherited Qin Ni's looks. Mo Qingqing was not only beautiful, her temperament was also very good. Oh, everyone's here. I waved at them with a very punchable expression. Chairman Mo, I'm here to collect the money. You rebellious son. Mo Changshan slammed the table. What money? Hurry up and hand over the share authorization letter, then get out of this house. Tisk tisk tisk. I knew you were a backstabber. Your words are like farts. I wasn't surprised at all by this biological father's attitude. And if I don't give it to you, are you going to find 8 bodyguards again, only for me to send them to the hospital? When Mo Changshan heard this, his face turned green. He really wanted to find someone to teach Mo Xuan an unforgettable lesson. But ironically, this youngest son of his was like he was using a game hack. No one could beat him. All right, Changshan, old Master Mo spoke coldly. Mo Xuan, I'll only ask you one thing. Is your grandmother determined to oppose me to the very end? What's the point in asking? I shrugged. You forced Grandma to leave back then. Isn't it a bit much for you to blame her now? Hearing that, old Master Mo stared at Mo Xuan, as if hoping to see a guilty look on my face. But I didn't care at all. Grandpa, you know best what happened back then. Why Grandma insisted on leaving home. They also know. I pointed at Mo Changshan and Qin Ni. So old yet so shameless, getting another man's daughter pregnant, only to find out the child wasn't even yours. Chairman Mo, what a pity. You almost had a younger brother, you insolent brat. Old Master Mo grabbed the glass from the coffee table and threw it straight at me. I dodged. The glass didn't even touch me and fell to the floor. I said back then that I was drunk. How long is your grandmother going to keep bringing up this trivial matter? Old Master Mo's finger trembled as he pointed at me, roaring. Also, is this something a grandchild like you can just bring up whenever you want? You're the one who's shameless, yet you blame me for talking. My eyes turned cold. Grandpa, you know full well whether it was just because of this small matter. So the words I said were meaningless, weren't they? Mo Xuan? At this moment, Qin Ni stood up, interrupting me in an unhappy tone. Grandpa's right. Grandma can say whatever she wants about him, but you can't. Hurry up and apologize to Grandpa. Sorry, not going to apologize. I clutched the bag in my hand. If you don't give me the money, then I'll take the shares and sell them outside. I know your whole family is shameless. I just didn't expect you to really not disappoint me. Little brother, why must you make things so ugly? Mo Qingqing, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke. The person who was usually cold to me was now smiling, but there was no hint of a smile in her eyes. The family doesn't have that much cash on hand right now. Let's each take a step back. You hand over the shares, and Dad will give you 300 million. This matter ends here. I have a large apartment in the center of Jingdu under my name. I can transfer it to you. Consider it compensation for you. Hearing this, I couldn't help but sneer inwardly. This beautiful venomous snake Mo Qingqing is being so kind? Compared to Mo Jinpeng, Mo Qingqing is not only more capable, but also much more calculating. I didn't bring the authorization letter. Grandma didn't intend to take that much either. Mo Xuan took a deep look at Mo Qingqing. Since eldest sister has said so, I'm willing to take a step back. Dad, let's decide on that then. Mo Qingqing turned her head to look at Mo Changshan. If this really blows up and the shares leak out, it won't be good for the company. How about this, Mo Xuan? I'll buy you another car, and he'll personally compensate you with another 10 million, okay? Hearing this, before I could even react, Mo Jinpeng's face next to me started to twitch. Mo Qingqing's large apartment in the city center has an extremely good location. He had asked for it twice, but Mo Qingqing refused both times. Now not only does she want to give it to Mo Xuan, she's also using her own money and buying a car. On what grounds? Let's talk about other things after you're willing to cough up the 300 million. My hand gripping the bag slowly loosened a bit. Looks like I won't be using it today. After saying that, I didn't want to get tangled with the Mo family anymore, and turned to leave. Just as I reached my car, Mo Qingqing's voice came from behind. Looks like you really have a sugar mommy. Yesterday, Mother mentioned a limited edition Maybach, and today, you've already switched to a 5 million yuan Ferrari. Hearing that, I turned to look at Mo Qingqing. She had returned to her usual expression, as if everyone owed her money. What's the matter? I knew very well that Mo Qingqing would approach me. Director Mo, let me think. Are you also eyeing the shares in my hands? Heh, as expected, you're much smarter than that idiot Mo Jinpeng. Mo Qingqing didn't hide it anymore. When she mentioned Mo Jinpeng, her tone was full of disgust. Honestly, if you were the only son, I would truly be willing to help you with all my heart. As for this eldest sister's words, I didn't believe a single punctuation mark. Am I any different from being abandoned by the family? Isn't Mo Jinpeng still being secretly plotted against by her? You want to usurp the position? That's right, Mo Qingqing answered very decisively. He'll cooperate with you. In the future, I can even share the Mo Corporation with you. Hearing that, I thought for a moment, then slowly spoke. I can cooperate with you, but I'll only give you the shares after I receive the money. Can you make the decision for Grandma? Of course, otherwise I wouldn't have agreed with you. Hearing me, Mo Qingqing nodded and then said, wait for my news. Rest assured, I'm not like Dad, Mom, and Grandpa. I do what I say. After watching Mo Qingqing hail a taxi and leave, I slowly took the recording pen out of my pocket. I couldn't help but smile. Elsewhere, Luo Xia received a message on her phone. After a glance, Luo Xia showed no expression and just locked the screen. Sister, what's wrong? Luo Mengqi came and sat down next to Luo Xia, asking curiously. Hearing that, Luo Xia let out a soft laugh. Her slender finger tapped lightly on her phone screen as she said, Mo Qingqing really couldn't sit still any longer. She wants to buy Mo Xuan's shares. She's finally making her move. Hearing Luo Xia, Luo Mengqi wasn't surprised at all. It seemed the two sisters had known for a long time. Luo Xia let out a cold laugh, picked up her phone and sent a message, then put the phone down. The recipient's name was noted as Su Yanran. Elsewhere, I looked at the time. I originally planned to go to school, but on the way, I received a video from Luo Xia. My two daughters at the old Luo family residence were crying for their daddy and couldn't be comforted no matter what. With no other choice, I had to drive to the Luo family's house. Driving to the old Luo family residence, I didn't expect the two little dumplings to already be waiting at the main gate. Daddy, seeing me, Luo Weier and Luo Shuir ran over on their short little legs, one on the left and one on the right, hugging Mo Xuan's legs, looking up at me pitifully. What's wrong, my darlings? Seeing the two of them, my heart could cast aside anything. As soon as I picked up the two little dumplings, the two sisters hugged their daddy's neck and each gave a loud kiss on each side. Mr. Mo, you're finally here. The nanny taking care of the two children saw me as if she had seen a savior. The young missus kept crying, demanding to see you. The old madam has guests, so we had no choice but to have the eldest young miss call you over. It's okay now, Daddy's here. I put the two children on the ground, holding one in each hand. If the old madam has guests, then it's better for me to take the kids back first. The eldest and second young misses have instructed that we should bring you in as soon as you arrive. Hearing the nanny say that, I nodded and followed her into the old residence with my daughters. Passing by the living room with its open door, Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi were sitting on the sofa with cold expressions. Old Madame Luo and another old lady of similar age were chatting intimately. Beside the old lady was a man, wearing a high-end, dark blue suit. He looked to be about 26 or 27, his eyes constantly darting back and forth over the Luo Xia sisters. Seeing this, my gaze turned cold. Usually, people like this come here for blind dates. The Luo family status is clear, and as for Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi, their looks and figures are too outstanding, so even knowing they have children, it doesn't stop rich young masters from coming to propose. Shaking my head, I still led my children away. My status doesn't allow me to do anything. Daddy, the calls of my two daughters pulled me out of my daze. Looking at my two adorable daughters before me, I sighed, readjusted my emotions, then took out my phone and said, "How about Daddy finds a cartoon for you to watch?" Just then, the door was suddenly pushed open. The man from the living room just now walked straight in without knocking. Seeing me, he was stunned for a moment, then asked with an arrogant tone, "Why would they hire a male nanny?" Hearing that, I raised my eyes and glanced at him, saying casually, "Sir, knocking before entering a room is basic courtesy," but the man paid no mind, instead looking at the two little dumplings who were engrossed in watching cartoons with a slightly disgusted expression. Then he ordered, "You can leave now." Seeing this, I didn't reply, looked at this man as if he were an idiot. I have to say, his looks aren't bad, his height is about the same as mine, but his arrogant gaze always reminded me of a certain fish pond owner. "Didn't you hear me? Are you Luo Xia's or Luo Menki's assistant?" The man, seeing I didn't move, sounded a little displeased. "No matter who I marry, I don't like you. Go away. And if I don't go..." Not only did I not intend to leave, I even leaned against the sofa and looked at him provocatively. The man didn't get angry either, but said disdainfully, "As the future son-in-law of the Luo family, can I deal with an assistant like you? Talk to me after you become the Luo family's son-in-law." I suppressed the urge to punch him, and ignored him. Just then, Luo Wei, at the perfect moment, turned her head to look at the man, stuck her tongue out at him, and then said to me in a milky voice, "Daddy, I want candy." Hearing Luo Wei call me daddy, the man's expression stiffened. He didn't know if Luo Wei was the child of Luo Xia or Luo Mengqi, but this also proved that his already slim chances had become even slimmer. Truly an ill-bred bastard with no father. "I am Ye Ning of the Ye family in Jingdu. You must have heard of my name, right?" "What did you just say?" I suddenly raised my head and looked into Ye Ning's eyes. My gaze as sharp as a knife. Ye Ning still hadn't realized. Instead, he sneered and said, "Scared now?" I said, "I'm from the Yi family in Jingdu." I asked what you just said. My voice suddenly rose several tones, without a hint of warmth in it. Seeing this, Ye Ning was a little scared, but he still maintained a superior expression, his tone sarcastic. "Was I wrong? Isn't being ill-bred the truth?" Hearing that, I slowly stood up, gently placed Luo Wei on the sofa, patted her head, then turned and walked towards Ye Ning. "What? A hired hand like you wants to hit me?" The Yi family in Jingdu may not be on par with the Luo family, but it's still a major family, much stronger than the Mo family. Ye Ning really didn't believe I would dare to touch him. So when my slap landed on his face, making him spin around twice on the spot, he thought he was dreaming. You just hit me, didn't you?" Hearing that, I looked at him coldly, my tone full of threat and warning. "It's not your place to talk about my daughter. Someone who doesn't even know to knock on a door. How could Yining endure such a humiliation? In all of Jingdu, not many people dared to slap the young master of the Ai family right in the face. "Daddy, don't hit people." Luo Wei and Luo Xuer saw me slap Yining and ran to hug my legs. Seeing my daughter's pitiful appearance, the anger in my heart immediately vanished. "I'm sorry, Daddy was wrong. Daddy shouldn't have lost his temper and hit someone in front of you." Hearing that, Yining became even more furious. "You hit me. You don't apologize to me, but you apologize to your daughter?" But before he could say anything, the door was kicked open. Luo Xia walked in wearing 10 cm high heels, her entire body exuding a cold aura. Seeing this, the words on the tip of Yi Ning's tongue got stuck. "Eldest young miss, this Mr. Yi just came in without knocking, and also spoke disrespectfully to Mr. Mo and the young misses." When the nanny saw Luo Xia, she very responsibly summarized what had just happened. Because the young misses were insulted by this Mr. Yi, Mr. Mo slapped him. Hearing that, Luo Xia turned her head to look at Ye Ning, her beautiful face as cold as ice, her beautiful peach blossom eyes devoid of any warmth. "Apologize." This time, Ye Ning completely lost control of his emotions, and said loudly, "Luo Xia, your man hit me, and you're telling me to apologize?" Your face dirtied his hand. The cold aura around Luo Xia grew even colder. "I told you to apologize." Ye Ning was almost choked to death by Luo Xia's words. "What do you mean my face dirtied his hand? What did Luo Xia think he was? Trash? It seems young Master Yi has been living too comfortably to dare to show off in the old Luo family residence." Luo Mengqi, who had entered at some point, crossed her arms, a fake smile on her face. She turned her head and asked the nanny, "Did the young misses call for their daddy just now?" "Yes, they did," the nanny continued to recount honestly. "Mr. Yi also said the young misses were ill-bred bastards with no father." "Oh right, Mr. Yi came in without knocking." Yi Ning's face alternated between red and white. He was used to being arrogant and conceited, plus he was overconfident that he was willing to accept Luo Xia or Luo Mengqi having children out of wedlock was already doing them a great favor. But he had forgotten this was the Luo family's house. Even the head of the Ai family would have to be servile here. "Get out!" Luo Xia pointed to the door and shouted. Seeing this, Ye Ning shot me a hateful glare, but didn't dare say anything, and could only leave in a hurry. "Are you girls okay?" With no outsiders around, the stranger's stay-away aura of Luo Xia and Luo Mengqi seemed to vanish as if it never existed. They came to my side and asked softly, "It's nothing. It was my fault too." I felt guilty in my heart. No matter how angry I was, I shouldn't have hit someone in front of the children. Did I cause trouble for you girls? It's okay. It's just a small matter. Luo Xia gently stroked my head. It's just Yining, that's all. Luo Xia really didn't think anything of him. Just then, Luo Mengqi nodded at the nanny. The nanny took the hint and went outside. She even closed the door on her way out. She was brought here by the family's old matriarch. Grandma had already refused. Luo Xia sat on the sofa. She reached out to hold Luo Wei-er, who was hugging her father, taking her into her arms. Our child will only have you as a father. No one can ever replace you, Moxuan.